Yeah. If you feel like you're always chasing something, then it's time to reeval the rhythm and flow. It's so true. It's so true. Like that's why I think this like growth loop is so kind of critical. Let me even, if everybody is kind of down, I'm gonna draw it for you. So this is my iPad, and what I'm gonna do is just draw this growth loop for you. Okay. So the growth loop is really cool because this is how I like to stay on track. Is I like to reflect. Okay, I'm going to come back out. The next thing that I like to do is think about, okay, and you can use the journal for this, right? So this is like you have journal and then you have life scores. Okay, cool. Then, and you could draw this along with me too if you want. Okay. And we come back, make this a little bit bigger, and then we have plan. We have the plan because after you reflect on something, you have the opportunity to take action with a plan. Okay. Then we come in and we're thinking about, okay, well, now that I have a plan, how do I make sure I'm going to do this well? So this means we have to train and we have to practice. And next week, I'm going to talk about practice. And then down below, and then after we train and practice, we got to learn. And that's where you can go to the courses section and be able to do these things. So we have this system, the system of growth, and this is going to be your growth loop. Now, inside the system, we need to think about how we're compartmentalizing, how we're using our time to make sure that we are doing the reflection and learning, and we're also doing training and planning. So these things are things that we can do for all of our projects. So what I'd like to do in this regard is like to draw a little line, boop, and then I'll draw a line here. Boom. Okay. And we're going to fill in these gaps in a second. I love this. I love this stuff because this is just like, and you can fill these blocks in with whatever you like, really whatever you want, just so you can build a little bit of really good, solid awareness. So inside here, I have journal. Oops, journal. And I'm also benchmarking, like I was saying before. I benchmark with life scores. It's really important to me that I'm doing this with life scores. I also have a really important my one-on-ones with my family, my friends, my teammates, whoever. Then I have weekly status updates. I love my weekly status updates because this is where I basically benchmark my achievements on a weekly basis. I'll end up going back to this weekly status updates at the end of well, actually every week, every month, every year, and I just read it, just look at it, spend time to look at it. Okay. And we'll zoom back out. So we already are filling up our bucket for reflection. So think about what are you doing in yours? The other side of this is execution. We have execution, and then we're working towards outcomes. Okay. And then we also need to understand our priorities and also what we are planning. Right. So I'm already finishing my side bucket where I'm like, okay, well, I'm learning, I'm planning, I'm prioritizing. These are the things that I'm doing. And then now let's go over to this other side where we're training and practicing. This is really fun too, because this is a bigger bucket. If I want to do the things that I want to do in my life, I got to execute, y'all. And I'm sure you do too, right? We have to execute. The other thing that we need to do to have sustained high performance is in wellness over the long term is we need to really focus on our health and our wellness. Like how are we eating? How are we taking care of ourselves? And over on the right side, this is really fun too, is we have practice, play, and participate, which is what you're doing right now. So why do we do these things? Because we need to practice the things we do. We need to have fun and integrate play into our life, right? With the adventures and the, snowboarding trips and family, cookouts and all the things that we want to do that are fun for us. Because that's going to bring us another level of dopamine and fun and joy and excitement in our life. And then we need to participate in these sorts of things so that we can see other perspectives and things that are happening. And we can also do this with all those beautiful platforms out there that we watch, that we read, like books, yes, old fashioned books, and listen to podcasts and other voices just to hear other perspectives. So, this is what I would call a growth loop. But guess what? There's more. We have to teach and we get to coach. Well, who do we teach and who do we coach? We're teaching things that we're learning, we're teaching things that we're growing in, we're teaching things that we need to get more clarity and more definition on what it is. But we need to coach our family sometimes. We need to coach. I mean, this is also sometimes you always want to coach your family, but there's going to be moments where things happen and you got to become like a coach in the moment, where you show up as a leader and you show up as a mentor or somebody that you're going to be, helping evolve. So all of these things, if I come in and I'll make this bigger. So when I do this every day, right, I'm doing this path. Come in, and then I'm going through and I'm still connecting to these two things. I hope this makes sense for how you could fill your bucket, because this is a growth loop, y'all. This is what the whole product, if you go back in and look at the product, it's opacity. If you look at the product, you'll notice that all of these things are deeply connected, right? We have the journal and the life scores at the top when we reflect. We have the plan tool. We have training and practice with like social learning. So, Ruth, what I do with this, and then we have learn. So, how do I use this? This is like my checkpoint to make sure that I'm filling my bucket with all the most important things in my life on a weekly basis. Now, I've dwindled it down to these things because if I do these things, I'm going to be set up for success. Now, I've built many 0 to 1 products in my career, in my life. I redesigned the entire like lynda.com platform. I've built this platform with an incredible team, but all these things require discipline around your flow and how you're going to actually get things done. Now, I've learned a lot over the years of things to do and things not to do, but I've also understand if I know my priorities, if I know how to plan, if I know how to execute, I'm going to be coming in and spending a lot of time in this bucket over here of growth on this right side here. You can't really see my mouse. Here, let me do a different color. I'm going to be spending a lot of time over here. Oops, let me do this. If I spend majority of my time, half my time over here during the week, and then I spend half my time over here during the week, then I'm going to set myself up for success. This is table stakes for me if I do these things. And I would just encourage you to understand what you do every single week or every day that's going to help move your initiatives forward and your big giant ideas and your big things. And look, there we go. This is a growth loop. Let's go. It's in real life. Anyway, I love this stuff. And I love I love just the fact that there's so many ways to do this. There's so many ways. And I think just having that flexibility in the platform to be able to do it the way that makes you feel good, it makes you feel like you can flow, you got to get after it. But like I said, I've been building products and services. So my brain really goes to systems, and it really goes to that, okay, what are the things that make up this system? How does it break down? And I think as you go through and you start using Growth Day for, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you'll start to see you're building systems of growth for yourself. And, how you participate in that growth system is completely up to you. And how you design it and architect it, it's completely up to you. and you'll get better. You'll get better, better, and better the more intention you put into it. But definitely try not to take a back seat in it, y'all. Like, you got this. We're gonna all achieve so many amazing things while we're here together. And I think it's just about, showing up, putting in effort, and enjoying the process, enjoying every step of the way. Like, I was even just thinking about, like, even the way you answer a call, even the way that you jump into a meeting, even the way that you step into the work that you're going to do today or tomorrow, you have a decision to deliver that, bring that energy into that session, bring that intention into the session. So it's just like, it's just a beautiful opportunity for all of us. So I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cool, 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 cool. Anybody want to? We have 8 minutes left. Like, let's go. So that's probably enough time for like one or two questions about anything that I was showing today, about anything with growth day. If you want to raise your hand, we can bring you up on stage. If not, just put the question in the chat and I'll get to it and we'll have some fun along the way. Now, just in case, while you're thinking about what question you might want to ask, or what things that might be on your mind, we have some really fun things in store coming to the platform, right? So you've been experiencing growth groups. These are growth groups. You also, if you wanted to host your own growth groups and bring people together around specific topics, like I know Kim has been doing these, which is really cool. And a lot of people, like, actually, there's some other people here that have been hosting their own growth groups. Remember that growth groups are a safe space. Bring people together to talk about the things that you're most interested in, you're most passionate about, that you can facilitate a conversation, an intentional conversation about it. And that's going to be really, really fun for you.